Hello everyone and welcome to my Draw My Life video. I really wasn't sure whether I would actually make this video because, as you will soon see, I can't draw to save my life, but I really wanted to do one anyway, so I hope you enjoy it. So please be nice about my drawings because they're not very good. This is me, and I was born on the 2nd of June 1990, weighing 4 pounds and 14 ounces. And I was named Katie Francis. Thanks, Mum and Dad. My mum often says that on the day you were born, all my dreams came true, which is something I've always remembered. It makes me really happy because it's pretty much the nicest thing your mum could say about you. I grew up in the southeast of England in a county. Most of you think it's in Essex, but it's actually here in Kent. Not too far away, is it? So I was created by a beautiful lady called Tracy and a handsome guy named Pete. And pretty early on in life I realised they were my mum and my dad. For the first 9 months of my life, my nan and granddad also lived with us in our house, which is probably the reason that we're so close, and they're two amazing people that I couldn't be without in my life. 2.5 years later, a little munchkin called Chris came along, and he kind of completed our little family, and I decided that I rather liked being a big sister. So some of my earlier memories are going to the park with my little brother and going for walks with my granddad, and I just remember always wanting to see the cats that live near us for some reason. And apparently, according to my mum, I used to enjoy pulling my brother around by the legs of his baby grow, so they would stretch a million miles and made him look like a 6-foot baby, but I think he quite enjoyed that. As I got a little bit older, I started to notice more and more that my mum was in quite a lot of pain with her arms and legs, and this made me really sad because I didn't really understand why. I found out that she had ME, which caused her lots of pains in her arms and legs and muscles, and it was really sad because she had to stay in bed a lot of the time. So we ended up moving to a flat which was actually in a sort of old people's type of complex, and some of them were nice and others were mean and thought that we would be really noisy and didn't want us living there. Living there probably sounds like it would be really weird, but as I was really young I got used to it pretty quickly and started primary school, and it was a place where I really enjoyed being. I just really enjoyed lessons and liked my teachers and just generally enjoyed being there right from the start to the end. I was quite a happy little girl and I really enjoyed being at school. I had lots of friends, and one of our favourite things to do was make up dance routines in the playground to S Club 7, Steps, and of course the Spice Girls, which were our favourite bands at the time. And throughout most of primary school, our dad would take us to school and pick us up because my mum was just too ill to do it. But we didn't mind though, because Dad would always buy us lots of sweets and Pokemon cards, of course, which I think my brother was more impressed with than I was, but I did enjoy the sweets and the odd Pokemon card. One of my best childhood memories was going to Disneyland Paris, which was probably one of the best experiences of my life. I loved it there so much. I was honestly gobsmacked by how amazing it was because I'd always loved Disney. And even though my mum had to go in her wheelchair, we painted her wheels pink and my dad pushed her around, and it was fine because they knew how happy we were, and we were mega grateful for them taking us there. Now it feels like I'm skipping a few bits, but as it got to the end of primary school, my mum started to get a little bit better, and sometimes she could take us and pick us up from school and take us out, which was great. And I started to think more and more about high school, which was around the corner and really exciting for me. So secondary school, as we call it in the UK, was a big exciting new place which I couldn't wait to start. And even though I would really miss primary school, lots of my friends were going to the same school. So I wasn't really scared because high school was going to be like Saved by the Bell and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, obviously. But as the days and the weeks and the months started to go by, every day I just couldn't wait till it was over, and I realised something really wasn't right. I just felt sick and anxious and scared every single day being there, and it just was the worst place in the world to me. All my friends seemed really happy there, and this really started to alienate me from them because I didn't understand why I felt this way and everyone else was carrying on as normal. I was at quite a low point when there was one particular lesson in school which I probably won't go into too much detail about because it kind of sounds odd, but the teacher was talking about food allergies, and this kind of started everything off in the worst way, and I had a massive panic attack which turned into lots and lots more panic attacks, and nobody really knew what the hell was going on basically. And I started to feel like I couldn't breathe, I was scared, alone, I felt like a weirdo and that I wasn't normal anymore, and I didn't understand what was happening to me. After that, every school day was a real struggle, and I literally just felt like there were storm clouds hovering over my head all the time, and I had massive arguments with my mum because I just didn't want to go to school, and I used to beg her to not let me go, but she was doing the right thing at the time and making me go to school like every other normal kid. But when I was at school, I wouldn't eat or drink a thing, which obviously is pretty dangerous and really bad for you, which obviously set everybody else off whispering and wondering whether I had anorexia, which obviously wasn't the case, but you can understand why people would assume that. All of my family started to get really concerned about me, and they didn't know what was wrong with me, and I couldn't really explain to them that I was so petrified to eat because I was scared that something was going to be wrong with me. And to cut a very long story short, I was diagnosed with health anxiety, which basically meant I was scared of things in particular, but mainly I was worried about being ill or dying, and having panic attacks really didn't help those feelings at all. So during this time I was actually homeschooled, which wasn't really a pleasant experience because I didn't really like not being with my friends and being isolated. So after about 2.5 years and cutting out what was quite a large sad chunk of my life out of this video, I started at a new school, and this school had quite a big focus on performing arts. And as nervous and scared as I was about starting, I really didn't think I could do it. Once I got there, it was almost like the sun came up on what had been a really horrible few years. I made some really nice friends, some girls took me under their wing, and I started to feel happy again for the first time in a very long time, and more importantly I felt normal again. In 2004 to 2006 I was studying for my GCSEs, something after everything that happened I thought I would never do. And even though I wasn't that academic and I didn't really enjoy maths and science, I loved performing arts, and I entered lots of different shows, performed in talent shows, and pretty much the second best thing to ever happen to me in school was getting the main part in the school play Sweet Charity when I was 16. And even though I wasn't totally better, performing arts really helped to heal what was wrong with me, and it has played a big part in my life. And I'm so proud that I came out of school with some A stars, A's and B's, but so you don't think I'm showing off, I also got some D's and F's because I should have paid a lot more attention in maths and science. I loved being at that place so much that I decided to stay there for sixth form, which is kind of like college. While other people were going out getting jobs, I was still studying performing arts, which was my big love, until I met a certain boy who was obsessed with football and was there studying football coaching. His friends called him Pi, but his real name was Ricky, and I remember seeing him for the first time and feeling like I'd never felt before. Even though I'd had a couple of boyfriends throughout school, I definitely felt different about him. He nicknamed me Patches because of some rather dubious fake tan mistakes, but when I realised that he liked me too, we never really looked back. And as luck would have it, my best friend Lauren and Ricky's best friend Kerry, that's the boy's name before you ask, were really starting to like each other at the same time as well, which meant we could go on lots and lots of double dates. And we ended up going on double dates pretty much every night that summer. We went on holiday together and we went to the beach and just generally had a laugh, and it was definitely one of the best summers I can ever remember having. And on the 7th of August 2007, me and Ricky officially became boyfriend and girlfriend, which made me happier than I ever thought I could be. That's really cheesy, I know. So it was time to say bye-bye to secondary school, and what started as a place with absolutely awful memories for me turned out to be a place with wonderful memories for me, and I managed to get AS levels in performing arts, drama, dance and media. So what was next? I tried performing arts college for a while, but it just wasn't the place for me, and I felt like a massive fail, and I honestly just thought, what the F is going on? Why am I doing this? I'm ruining everything I've worked so hard for by leaving. But I started to feel a lot of the anxious feelings creeping back over me, and I knew that I had to put a stop to it. During this time I was teaching at a stage school, and this made me very, very happy to see all of the kids' faces when we put on shows, and it definitely put a smile back on my face too. During this time I started looking into what it would take for me to open my own online jewellery store. So I saved up a bit of money from working at the stage school, taught myself how to make necklaces and bracelets and little vintage hair accessories, taught myself how to build a website to put them all onto, and learned how to photograph all of the pieces so that they looked nice on the website. And also around this time I discovered this little thing you might have heard of called YouTube, and it was just this really amazing resource full of videos where I could watch things that interested me, and a couple of these things were fashion and beauty, which is something that had always been a love of mine. It was just a great way to talk to like-minded people that enjoyed the same sort of things as me, and I knew I wanted to start something like this up for myself. So in 2010 I decided to start my very own fashion and beauty YouTube channel, and I bizarrely called it Dollybowbow, which was my quirky little name that just kind of stuck. And I was amazed when I got 1,000 subscribers, so to be on 150,000 subscribers today is absolutely crazy. I was absolutely astounded when the orders started to pile up and the parcels started to go out almost every single day, and it's just something that I remain completely and utterly grateful to this very day, and I'm grateful that you guys have given me the chance to build up this business to what it is now. Knowing that even some of you guys enjoy what I do just makes me happy every single day, and there have been lots of things over the last 3 years that have made me happy, including moving out with Ricky after being together for 5 years, and it'll be 6 years this August. We got our fairy baby Miley a couple of months ago, who we love to pieces, and of course Dollybowbow plays a massive part in my life, something that I would never have expected a few years back, but they are all things that I'm grateful for every single day. Also, my family still play a massive part in my life, and they will always be number one to me. Everybody has a story to tell, and mine is no more different or exciting than anyone else's. I've had sad times in my life and amazingly happy times in my life, but I guess what I want to say in the cheesiest way possible is you can become whoever you want to be. If you just put the effort in and work hard, you can honestly achieve everything you want to. So this video is just basically a massive thank you to everyone that supported me over the last few years, and without even realising it, you guys have helped me with more than you will ever know. I hope this video has made you feel like you've got to know me a little bit better. Now you know my past, you're part of my present, and hopefully my future too, so let's see what it holds. Thanks for watching everyone, I'll speak to you soon, bye.